All right. Unit 1, Lesson 1, Investigation 1. We're still working on reflections. No, you cannot leave at 12 o'clock or whatever it is.
No, act like you're dead at 12 o'clock.
Oh my goodness. Your weird stuff.
We're going to do it.
All right. So, Unit 1, Lesson 1, Investigation 1, Reflections. All right. Today we're going to reflect over, well, I can't spell over. That's O-V. We're going to reflect over the y equals x line and the y equals negative x line. Now, on Friday, we talked about reflecting over the x-axis and the y-axis, right? Now, if we remember a little review, we start with the pre-image or image. Pre-image, and we end with the image. After the reflection, we have an image. We begin with a pre-image. Now, what do we know about the pre-image and the image compared to the line of reflection? The pre-image and image are on a line that is perpendicular. Thank you, Brenda. You're on fire today. All right? The pre-image and image are on a line that's perpendicular to the line of reflection. Does that make sense, guys? Is that a great way to talk about yesterday? Yesterday, Friday? And we know that the pre-image and image are equal distance from that line of reflection, right? Right? Okay. So that's all stuff we learned about reflecting across the y-axis and the x-axis. So today, Andrea, we're going to reflect across this line right here. It's not vertical, it's not horizontal. Right? Now that is the y equals x line. We know it's the y equals x line because every point on here is like the same x and y coordinates. It goes 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, 5, 5, and so on. Same thing down here, 0, 0, negative 1, negative 1, negative 2, negative 2, negative 3, negative 3. And it keeps going. Okay, does that make sense? Does that make sense, guys? Yeah? Okay. What is the slope of this line? We go up 1 over 1, right? Up 1 over 1, up 1 over 1. What's the slope? 1 over 1. So slope is just 1. Does that make sense? Okay. Now, the other day when we had these same points, we labeled them A, B, C, D, E, and F. So where's A? A is right here. B, no, that's not B. B, C, D, E, and F. Right? Those were our points. You guys remember that? Now, I want to find the image of, pick a point. I don't care. Which one do you guys want to start with? D. D? Okay, we can start with D. All right. So, the image of D is going to be above the line or below the line? Below. It's going to be on this side, right? It's going to be the opposite side of the line, right? And it's going to be on a line that is perpendicular to this line, isn't it? Yeah. Right? So, if this one has a slope of negative 1, what does the perpendicular line have a slope of? Negative 1. Negative 1, good. A line perpendicular will have a slope of negative 1 because those are negative reciprocals, right? So if I want to draw a line of slope negative 1 that goes through D, which say?
There's a glare like right where you're writing.
I know, I'm sorry.
And
I can't get around the glare. Unless I pull this down. But then I can't write on it.
You can.
I should.
Yeah, you should.
But I don't think I'm smart enough to use it. Alright, so back to D. If I want to go... If I want to go slope of negative 1, that means I need to go right 1 and up 1 or down 1?
Down.
Down, right? Right 1, down 1. Right 1, down 1. Right 1, down 1, and so on. So basically, I'm going through all these points right here. This is where the straight edges are important. Okay. So my image of D is going to be somewhere on that line. Does that make sense? My image of D will be somewhere on that line. Now, this next tactic I'm going to use, I would not use this all the time. Okay, it's more or less an approximation to help you guys develop an understanding of these points. Okay, so D is located where? Sorry, D's here. Where do you think D prime is? We said it's on the other side of this line, right? And it's on the blue line. Is it the first dot, second dot, third dot, fourth dot? Which one? The first dot. That right there is D prime. Does anybody know the ordered pair of D prime? Middle of the ordered pair of D prime. 5, 2. Let's count. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. So D prime is at 5, 4. Does that make sense? No. Yeah. What line? The blue line?
Yeah.
Okay. Remember we knew that the pre-image and image are on a line that's perpendicular to the line of reflection?
Yeah.
Right? Y equals x is our line of reflection. That blue line is perpendicular. The slope of y equals x is 1. The slope of the blue line is -1. So we know they're perpendicular. Okay? And I know where D is at because they're equal distance from that line. I did that by counting the dots.
So they'll give us a line of reflection sometimes?
Yep.
Okay.
Alright. Does that help, Rebecca? Okay, let's try another one then. Maybe then the ish can be more solidified. Okay. Which point you guys want to do now? Which point do you want to do now?
B.
B? Okay, we'll try B. So B is right here. It's at 3, -2. Right? So its image is going to be on the top of the line. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now we're still reflecting over the y equals x line. So the line is still going to have a slope of -1 if it's perpendicular to it. Okay, so it'll be parallel to that one. Right? Over one, or right one, down one, right one, down one. My line is a little bad. There we go. Alright. So now B is 1, 2, 3 dots from the line, right? Right?
Mm-hmm.
So that means if I want to find where B prime is, I go 1, 2, 3. So B prime is right there. What are the coordinates of B prime? -2, 3. Does that make sense, Rebecca? Okay. Now, this method we're doing, guys, you don't do this every time. This method we're doing is just so we can figure out a rule. So if you think you know the rule right now, wonderful. Hold on to it for a second. We're going to try one more, then we'll try to find the rule together. Okay? Faith, you had a question?
Yeah, so like, how do you know, like, how many dots, like, I don't know how to explain it.
Okay, you just count to the line. It's
But I'm saying,
perpendicular.
like, you did your ruler, like, your ruler can move.
Right, I'm counting these dots on here. 1 dot, 2 dots, 3, 1, 2, 3. Oh, how do I know it's perpendicular? Okay, well, real quick, we know it's perpendicular because the slope of y equals x is 1, right? The perpendicular slope is -1, correct? That means I rise -1 and run 1. Rise -1, run 1. Okay, that's how you know. And I'm using those dots to line it up.
How'd you get 3? How was that? How was the third dot on the line? It was so funny. Of the line of
It mixes, it goes through it, but I'm just counting it as 1. Like I said, this method we're doing right here isn't the way I do it all the time. It's just a way that can help you find the pattern. Once you know the pattern, then we don't need to know this counting lines anymore. Well, this is actually an approximation because it's not a full dot away.
Yeah.
Okay. Is that kind of the struggle? All right. Any other questions? Any other questions? No one else? Okay, let's try one more. C, D, E, or F. What do you guys want to do?
F.
F? Okay, we'll try F. Where'd my ruler go? There it is. Okay. So F. Once again, the line is perpendicular, right? So slope is down 1, right 1, down 1, right 1, down 1, right 1. And here's our line that's perpendicular. Okay. Now F is 2 dots away, right? 1, 2. Right? 1, 2. 1, 2. So that means F prime will be right there. So what's the coordinates of F prime? Good. 0, 1, 2, 3. So 0, -3. Does anybody know the rule yet? Yes. What is it, Maddie? The coordinates are just switched.
X, Y.
So does that work for B? Yeah. Does that work for D?
Yeah.
Does that work for F?
Mhm.
Yeah. I know we didn't do A, but they gave us A as an example. Does that work for A? Yeah. A was -4, 1. Now it's 1, -4. So when we're reflecting over the y equals x line, our pattern is the x and y coordinate do what? They just switch. the x becomes the
Y.
y, and the y becomes the x. So in your notes, or right here where it says pattern on the paper, where it says reflecting over the y equals x line, that means the y equals x line is our line of reflection. Okay. Our pattern is the x and y coordinate switch. Right? The x and y coordinate switch. Does that make sense? Does that make sense, guys? Yeah. So that means that xy becomes what?
Y.
Yx. And there's our rule. Any questions? All right, try the three we didn't do. Try C, E, and A, comma B. So try C, E, and A, comma B. You do not need to draw the perpendicular lines if you don't want to, guys. You can just use the rule. Okay? The perpendicular lines will just help you make the rule. So if you want to just use the rule, you can. If you want to check with perpendicular lines, that's fine too. But you do not need to draw the perpendicular lines if you don't want to. All right, we got them? What about C prime? What do you guys think? Good. -5, -2. We just switched the x and the y. See, I didn't have to draw that line now, did I? I know the rule. I don't need to draw the line. If you want to draw the line, that's fine. So -5, -2. What about E?
1, 0.
1, 0. And what about A, comma B? B, comma A. Okay. Does that make sense? Are there any questions? Any questions? So the next one is just like this, but completely different. Really helpful, huh? What happened to my line? Goes the other way now, right? So instead of having y equals x, we have y equals negative x. So our line of reflection, instead of being 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, it goes through 1, -1, 2, -2, 3, -3, right? 1, -1, 2, -2, 3, -3, 4, -4, right? Or -1, 1, -2, 2, -3, 3, right? Our y's and x's have opposite signs, don't they? Okay. So we can label the points again the same. A, B, C, D, E, F. And we can label them on here. We have A, where's B? That's not B, this one's B. C, D, E, and F. So there's the points like all over again. Right? What do you guys want to start with? D. A. We'll do them both. We'll do A and D. We'll start with A first since it's closer, then we'll do D long, okay? D is too long away. Alright. So, y equals -x. What's the slope of that line? What's the slope of this line? It goes, guys, goes left one, down one, right? Sorry, right one, down one, right one, down one. So the slope is?
1 over negative.
1 over -1, which is?
-1.
-1. So the slope of this line is -1. So what's the slope of the line perpendicular?
1, -1.
1, right? 1 and -1 are perpendicular, aren't they? Right?
Yeah.
Okay. So if I want to draw a line perpendicular to this one, it has a slope of 1. So that's -1, so the slope of 1. So that means I go up 1, right 1. Up 1, right 1. Up 1, right 1, right? And all these dots will be on my perpendicular line. Okay. Does that make sense? Yeah. Okay. Now I know A is like 1, 2 away, right? 2 and some change, right? So I go equal distance away, right? 1, 2. So that means A prime is right there. On the other side of the line. Does that make sense? So what's the coordinate?
-1, 4.
-1, 4. -1, 4. Okay. Long said he wanted to look at D, right?
E.
E, why E? Too close. Okay, we'll try E. We'll do E and D because I think they're on the same line.
Ew.
All right. So E is right here. Got to draw a line that's perpendicular, so we got to go up 1, over 1, up 1, over 1, right? So it's this line right here. Okay. So that line right there. Right, here's E. So E is like the first dot off the line, isn't it? So then E is going to be right there, right? E was 0, 1. Now it's -1, 0. Okay. D is right here. D is 1, 2, 3, 4 dots off the line, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4 dots off the line. Like 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, D's 5. I miscounted. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 dots away, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 dots away. I think I caught myself. So that's D prime, right? Where's D prime at? -5. Not just 4. -4. So A was -4, 1. Now it's -1, 4. D was 4, 5. Now it's -5, -4. And E was 0, 1. Now it's -1, 0. Okay, so we changed the X and the Y do what? They switch, and the signs change. Perfect. So when we're reflecting over the Y equals X line, the Y equals -X line, the X and Y coordinates switch and change sign. So where the Y equals -X line, the X and Y coordinates switch and change signs. So that means X comma Y becomes what?
-Y, comma -X.
Perfect. Okay. The coordinates switch and change signs. Does that make sense, guys?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right. Try B, C, and F, and A comma B. Try B, C, F, and A comma B. Up and over, because it's slope. Rise over run, right? So I'm like here, I want a slope of 1, positive 1. So I go up 1, positive Y, right 1, positive X. So I go rise is 1, run is 1. Rise is 1, run is 1. So the slope is 1 over 1. Okay, then this one, it goes down 1, right 1. So down is negative Y, right is positive X. So it's -1 over 1, which is -1. So B, C, F, and A comma B. You do not need to draw the perpendicular lines if you don't want to. That's fine. All right, so no B, C, B. Raise your hand if you know B. Yovanik, what'd you get? 2, -3. Good. C.
5, 2.
Long. What is it?
5, 2.
5, 2. Thank you. Wait for me to call on you. Okay. F. 0, 3. Perfect. Then A comma B. Anybody know? Jamira? What long say? What long say?
Negative B,
Negative B. Long was just so excited to share that, didn't he? What? Okay. Now our pattern and our rule are the same things we wrote over here. So pattern and rule. You can write them on here if you'd like. Are there any questions? Any questions? What? Yes, you have to memorize that for the test. All right, we're going to try some examples on the Prezi.